What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Boom back at it again for This Is 50 Minutes. We got a very special guest, one of the most iconic individuals you will know in music, period, just for his take charge attitude, his business acumen, everything like that we have followed for so many years now, and quoted a lot of his statements that he's made over the past year or past into his music career. But we got Dame Dash in the building today, and we want to talk about his new relaunch for his platform, Dame Dash Studios. So, Dame, let us know what you got going with this relaunch.
Well, I was saying was playing in the background. So, I launched the streaming service like last year, and my dream's always to have a television network and a streaming service. But my innovation is that I actually do everything myself. I don't outsource. So, the streaming service has a point of view. But my ultimate dream always made logical sense when I'm doing movies like State Property, which was Purpose, where I do the movie, I call it State Property, I put the music in it, I put the clothes in it, it just becomes the commercial. So I would always be like, damn, I wish they could just buy it from me while they was watching it. So now what I've done is I've relaunched the app, and it has a lot of different, new functions, but the one that's very innovative or that's obvious is that while you're watching, you can buy what you see without disengaging. And, that's always been my dream. And that's what that is really, So you could go and you watch the TV network playing with commercials 24 hours before the paywall, because there's also a television network, which is DTV. But then you go, to the on-demand, and, once you're there, you might not want to leave. It's an experience.
For sure, for sure. And then that being an experience, man, and then just doing the relaunch, I want to ask you, what other outside entities have come to you to be like, we want to be involved with Dame Dash, as far as whether it's sports, whether it's just...
I mean, everybody comes through, here or there, but, I have a different approach on things. So the way I've been working and the people I've been identifying new are the people I think will do right with their celebrity. So, for example, what I got on right now, this is called The Commission. It's a crew that I put together. Bishop Purnell, Dr. Chris, OSG Network, Dennis McKeezy, which is 90 Black Principles. Dr. Chris runs the hospital. She's on CNN every day.
Yeah.
We deal with two therapists, Taj and Melanie, because we deal with unrecognized trauma. Senator Eddie Milton and Congressman Andre Carson. So we deal with politics, so we're not just talking about it. You can't really do shit unless you're changing laws, not legal. And every law that was passed by somebody that has slave or had a slave should not be a law. So a lot of laws need to change, because those laws didn't behoove people that, weren't free. They were trying to keep people slaves without them even knowing. Same with the education. That curriculum needs to be updated. They don't talk our language. Same thing with therapy. Black people don't go to therapy. So when they study therapy, they're studying a whole different culture. So when you finally do get it, you get in the wrong therapy. So instead of complaining about all that shit, I'm the type of guy that wants to do something. So my thing and my job is to make all those people that are fighting for others before themselves for free, for love, they should be the ones that we should celebrate. And that's who I'm celebrating, those that help others. And that's what I've been doing lately. Just some other things happening. I don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about them. That's the thing when you have partners, you can't tell them, I don't mind talking my business, but I never know what my partners want to talk about. So I have to always be respectful of that. The problem with me, and it's not a problem for me, it's a problem for everybody else, is I don't give a fuck. Nothing really bothers me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure, for sure. Now I want to talk about this unchecked therapy that you've mentioned a lot, like in just recent times. When did you realize that you had unchecked therapy, and when did you start doing the whole therapy and whatnot?
I mean, since I was a kid, I was the bad kid in school, so they was always trying to get me therapy, but I wouldn't talk to nobody.
Say you was the smart kid in school. You was the smart kid, not the bad one.
That's why I was the baddest kid in school. I was bored. You know what I'm saying? So, I was quick-minded, but I was like, I wasn't the nerdy type, not to say that's a bad thing, but I just always been on some other shit. but I always was in the principal's office and they was trying to get me therapy. And, you know, I think when Aaliyah died, that's when I really made sure that I had to keep my brain intact. I wanted to make sure I was doing things right because it was a lot. So I went to 3 therapists, you know, in like 2 days, and they were like, "You're good." And I knew I was good. You know, I understood that. But since then, I've always known that it's always important to me to have some sort of consultant, someone that doesn't have, you know, a dog in the fight, that can objectively give you an opinion on what you're doing and based on case study. So on a professional level, if you carry yourself like a business, you will always have some sort of consigliere or somebody that's watching that's, you know, doing it without emotion. So I think it's good for everyone to have at least that, especially when you're having conflict with somebody. You know, when you argue with somebody, it's just you and that person, they say the dumbest shit in the world because there's nobody to say, yo, that was some dumb shit. So you can't get anything done. So when you have like almost a referee with some brains, it's like, nah, that's a little stupid. Let's not do that. You know, you gotta, you know, that. And then, you know, there's accountability. You ain't gonna say the same things. You know what I mean? So I just think it makes sense. And, you know, as a child, or at least a teenager, I remember seeing people get shot in the head and their head swell up and all kind of wakes. And to the extent that, you know, I'd be with my friends, well, I got to go to a wake. I'd go to wakes with my friends for people I didn't know. And then go to school and no one asked me if I was on. It's not normal to be seeing motherfuckers get shot at that age. You know, like I'm from, you know, other cultures don't go through that so much for survival. It's not their normal. Like I've seen some people, like I remember my girl was talking about this dude, like, oh, he's been through a lot. He saw somebody got shot and that fucked him up. I was like, I see niggas get shot like every day one summer. What are you talking about? That's not gonna fuck me up. So, you know, trauma is all relative to the person and how they perceive it. But at the end of the day, damn near everybody, black, white, or whatever, is fucking depressed and taking pills, you know, the blue pills, whatever them pills is. Like, I'm not even from a generation where shit like this is normal. So, you know, I think that people need to recognize the trauma. They have to understand where it comes from and then isolate it and deal with it. And sometimes you got to get dark by recognizing it to get to the light. So, yeah, I got a television show called Healing is Gangster, and Taj was just about to get his doctrine, you know what I'm saying? Like, killing it like that, but he's one of us. It's not like you're talking to a therapist. It's like you're talking to your man. Yeah. And he's been through all the shit and more than anybody been through. So, you know, I love to set the path, and I love the fact that when I start talking about shit, I see industry change. So I feel like the Wiz. When I say something, maybe not everybody's listening, but the people that are going to do something do listen, even if they're doing it anonymously. I see you listening.
For sure, for sure. Now, everybody knows, man, that you've been very influential as a businessman, and you've inspired, not even inspired, but you've pretty much created a whole generation of millionaires. Like, it's not people in the last 2 decades that can say like they didn't learn from you.
Well, billionaires too. my honor roll got billionaires on it.
Facts. But I want to know, man, as far as that, how did you, as far as it goes with the new with the new relaunch, is there any shows that you will introduce to us about that, talk about, you know, wealth and talk about the hustle?
Yeah. There's Health is Wealth, which is my girl's show, and it's about taking care of a type 1 diabetic and being vegan and cooking and, you know, all the things that, there's yoga. Again, there's the therapy. There's the Dash Diabetes Network, which, because I'm type 1 and our culture usually gets the innovations last, you know, I've broken past a certain social economic class, but I'm going to make sure everybody that was with me before knows everything I know as soon as I know it. You know, information is key. So Dash Diabetes Network, again, there's the commission, which is all those things we spoke about that are, you know, relevant right now. And also OSG Network is on there, where the meetup and all these principles that have programming and, you know, everything that you're watching, you're learning, you know, reapproaching how we digest information and doing it in a way that makes it, you know, that behooves us, not them. So, you know, that's there. We went to TV show, like, so we run around the world, smoke weed with like-minded people and do art. So we went to Jamaica, you know, ran up in Judgment Yard with Sizzler, and went to China and Thailand and, you know, all that type of shit. And then there's scripted TV shows like Dress to Kill, you know, And that shit is hard. I can't explain it. You got to check it. And then there's movies, you know, like Honor Up, that have been in theaters, getting award-winning movies that I made out my wallet, you know, and that's what this is. It's you know, programming or deprogramming with a point of view. And if I'm going to entertain you and make money off you, it's going to be off of you becoming better, evolving, you know, and that's what it is. Dusko, Governor.
For sure, for sure. Now, speaking of fashion, man, and Dress to Kill, man, we got to know, man, like you said a long time ago on MTV that you never wear you always wear a new pair of socks and always take them off the tag, man. We want to know, do you still do that to this day? Fans want to know that. Like true Dame Dash fans want to know that.
Now before I pop tags every day on the socks, but now I make all my socks. So, you know, here we go. That I got on. You see it?
Yeah.
Black Guns. Yeah. You know. So I make all my socks. You see the DD on it?
Yeah.
So my new stunt is I don't wear other people's socks unless I make them. I don't wear them. So you know you have to evolve your stunt. I can't be doing the same stunt I was doing 15 years ago. That's easy. It's not a surprise. Here it is. I don't wear any other person's socks but my own. Unless I make them, I don't wear them. Unless I own the company, I'm not wearing them. That's the new stunt.
No doubt, no doubt. What about as far as menswear? What about suits and whatnot? I mean, obviously you got your
own suits. Yeah, hell yeah. You kidding? I design dress shirts, my own suits, never off the rack. You know, always cut and sew. I trained in Savile Row in London on suit making. So I'm very educated in fashion and how to make shit. I don't like other, you know, like I look at certain, like when somebody wears a certain kind of suit, it kind of cracks me up sometimes because they be so behind, I think they so forward. I be cracking up. It's funny, but that's me, you know.
Hey, for sure, for sure. Now,
good taste is priceless, bro. To me, if you have a stylist, you're not fresh.
Oh man, you just called out everybody in rap though. They all got stylists.
I mean, if somebody buying your undershirt, if somebody telling you how to dress, how are you fresh? That's like somebody writing your rhymes.
That's true. That's true.
Nobody tells me what to wear. I'll be like, yo, go get me some undershirts, go get me some underwear, you know. But other than that, not only am I picking my own clothes out, I'm making my own clothes. You know, nobody tells me what's in style. I mean, that's not real to me.
For sure, man. Now, Dame, I want to ask you, I mean, I know you probably haven't been asked this at all, but man, you are not only an icon, but you are a musician, a director, a producer even. But man, we got to ask you, have you ever thought about doing comedy? Have you ever thought about doing stand-up? Because I know you are literally.
I like cutting comedians up, you know. So I do comedy movies.
You could bag.
I get busy. No, I I remember I did a comedy special with Smokey Suarez. What's his last name? Suarez. With Smokey Suarez, and you know, I discovered him the same time I discovered Kevin. You know what I mean? And you know, I was like, yo, it was all his comedians, and I'm like, if y'all not funny to me, y'all lose. So I did I did stand up, and I made everybody laugh. And if you wasn't funny to me, you're not a professional. Like, get out of here. So I done it. But it's nothing I would do for like, I think I would probably do like something where I would do a talk. And while I'm talking, some smart shit and some funny shit would be happening as well. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. You know?
No doubt.
Like on some, my man, I used to fuck with the poet that gets drunk. They used to get drunk and, what's his name? I just forgot his name. I did a whole movie emulating him. Yeah, and he was a funny, you know, but he used to get drunk and just do speeches. That's what I forgot.
For sure. Now, even as a director, man, just with comedy, with comedy, you've always had that strong comedic presence in every movie that you've done that has been now a cult classic. Is it? Do you plan on bringing back any of those films as far as like bringing it back to your network, being that you created them, you
mean like sequels and
not just sequels, as part of sequels to like, will we ever get a Paper Soldiers 2? I guess I would say maybe like a Paper Soldiers the next generation. or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing about me is I will do that, but I'm doing so many things at one time that it's hard to revisit shit, and I just want to do the new shit that inspires me. Like, I'm the type of dude that don't go to the club every fucking day or every week for more than 3 weeks. I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? I get bored. And that's how I am with industries. I like to conquer an industry, do it, break it down, do it my way, and then move on to the other one. So, like, if you notice, it was music first, but I did my way. Fashion, I did it my way. Movies, I did it my way. I still haven't made the bread I want in movies. And then I was television network.
All right, so next question, man. Next question. I want to ask you as far as you always preach about Black ownership, and it's obviously a lot of things in the news with a lot of other major figures, doing corporate deals with large corporations. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on Black owners, selling off their entities for
right back? I don't do too much of thinking about other people's business unless I'm gonna learn from it. But there's a path, like there's a goal that everybody wants to get to, right? They want to be rich or their version of wealthy, but there's a different path to get there for everybody. Not every path is for everybody, and you have to find your path to get to your dream. Now, certain people might go a different path to get to their dream. It don't mean I'm going that path. And my path might take a little longer, but in my mind, I just want to keep my nuts. I don't want to get to a dream and not have my balls. Then I'm not going to have a dream. It's going to be a nightmare. But again, it ain't no disrespect to what anybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? But, for me, I'm a guy that sells companies and shit. I've sold companies and, so if I'm losing $20 million a year for 10 years and I sell a company for 200 million, all I did was pay off the debt. You know what I'm saying? I've had to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I never know what the fuck is going on with anybody's sale. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no doubt. Now, one thing,
like you never know what that shit is. Like business is smoke and mirrors a lot. It is. That's the thing about business and the street. It's two different principles and morals. And I think it's a problem. If I want to be in traditional business, I have to drop all my street morals, and I just can't do it. It's the what do you call that? That shit that we can't. I just forgot the name of it. But politically correct. Nah, not politically correct. It's the effect of going to war. What's that shit called? I just forgot. But anyway, it's just I still sit. I still got to sit looking at the door. PTSD. That PST. You know what I'm saying? It's that thing. It's just I can't kick with my survival skills. And the only reason why I survived my extreme circumstance is because of my honor, my loyalty to the people that protect me. And I can't turn my back on the people that protected me. I just can't. And that's my culture. My culture has protected me. So I will never do that. I don't care what the bag is. I would have to give up a ball or something, balls, or a piece of my heart. I can't. The only thing that matters to me as far as like who's looking at me and the way people view me, all I care about is how I view me. So I don't care if I look like a champ to people, but I'm a loser in the shower. I'm gonna still feel that loser. I don't care what people think. That's not my W. You know what I'm saying? Perception doesn't mean so much to me. The thing that I learned really young, really, really young, and it's made my life easy. It's way easier not to give a fuck what people think. It takes too much time and energy to be worried about what people think. Other people's energy is not stronger than mine. So I would never let or be worried about weaker energy. You understand what I'm saying? Because then that would dim my light. It just never made sense to me. So I just have that, I don't give a fuck idiot repellent, where it don't matter what people saying. I can't even hear them. I'm in the hills.
For sure, man. Now, man, Kanye just did a serious business move with Gap. And we want, like you said you only look at stuff that you only pay attention to the stuff that inspires you. So I wanted to ask you, a $6.6 billion deal, did that inspire you in any kind of way, being that Kanye is pretty much one of your proteges, and to see him come as far as he came now and you guys still be as tight as you guys are?
Yeah, that was part of the plan. That's just seeing the plan realize itself. One thing I'm disappointed in is that I wanted everyone at Rockefeller had the ability to be a billionaire. You know, so I'd be like, damn, I love that it's him, but I wish that it was more Rockefellers there. And I will still try to help the people that I made that commitment to that are still kind of like loyal to that creed, that cloth that I'm cut from. So if you was with Rockefeller and you really did it right, and you was like, it's like if somebody you hustle with, if everybody else snitched, whoever didn't, that's who I'm fucking with. So whoever played the game right, I'm gonna still make sure they get money. Trust me.
For sure, for sure. Now, one thing that probably the media got a big misconception behind was when you announced the relaunch, people said that the whole concept for your streaming service came from an idea of you and Kanye doing a magazine. So I just want you to, set the record straight on that to make sure.
Why did they say that?
Because Kanye's name was attached to it, most likely.
No, it wasn't. Nobody knows nothing about no magazine. Where did that come from?
It's in the news clip. It's
a news clip. What news clip?
It's from, I think it's from Teen Vogue or something like that.
What happened was I was kicking it with Kanye, and I make a magazine, so I had my crew just put together something, you know what I'm saying? But we were talking about it, but that's it. But that wasn't the premise of the relaunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not at liberty to talk about Kanye's business at all.
Yeah.
So the people that that I'm still cool with, it's a tricky thing for me to even speak about our interaction.
Facts. Now,
out of respect for him, you know what I mean?
Facts. Now, a lot of people have mentioned going to. Actually, it was WWD that said it. So it was that.
I had showed them a magazine. I'm like, I got a magazine. This one you might never see. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing.
Facts.
They just certain things are like clickbait, I guess.
No doubt. Man, I want to ask you congratulations on you and your beautiful queen welcoming a newborn and you getting engaged at the same time.
That's why I'm outside smoking now,
Man, just and you guys getting engaged. That's a beautiful thing, man. What do you plan as far as having a newborn, man? How does this come into play with the whole streaming network as far as education goes? Because I know you see your newborn now, and you like, man, now I want to build some stuff that.
Well, I think what I do is when I'm inspired, I create an environment. Like one of the reasons why I left rap completely was because I had two daughters, so I couldn't have an office that my daughters couldn't come to. Too many traumatized, insecure, tough motherfuckers around. And I'm not going to have that energy around my daughter. I did everything I could in life to protect them from that. So, that's why I started opening up the art galleries and so on and so forth. So being with 100 principals, Rocky has been kicking it with them about from the womb to 3 years old. She even wrote a syllabus. And we're making a curriculum right now, which my son, he's 4 months old and he's potty trained. This shit is ridiculous. I went through 2 diapers in fucking 4 days. This shit is crazy. Because this shit is never, not 4 days, like a day. You know what I'm saying? And it's because he just went to a potty straight for 4 days. He hasn't taken the shit in his diaper in 4 days. It's because of the curriculum. This is the time. Like, being a better parent makes a better child, which makes a better parent. So it's like, training as a parent, and that content is now revolving around that. She just did a children's book, which will animate. And I've been doing sort of like this series with my daughter, Tallulah, who is 12 years old. And it's like cliff notes of books. And, so a lot of what I'm doing is education. And it's because that's what I'm about. I'm a real stay-home dad, which I would suggest everybody do, at least for the first 6 months. Just stay home with your baby. It's the illest, most gratifying. It's priceless. It's time that you can't ever buy it back. Every second they get older and they change, and it's yours. If you love yourself, you want to be around something that you made, and make sure it's protected. And grow and evolve with it, or him or her. So I would suggest that you make an architect your life where you can spend time. And during the pandemic, I think people have understood how to make money from the house. But I've been doing that for 10 years. I figured residual income out. I literally retired at 35, and I've been doing whatever the fuck I want ever since. And people don't understand, like, yo, you got pushed out the industry, or but what industry? Nigga, I don't sell nickels. Fuck you mean? I became the plug at 35. I'm done. I became Pablo. Now I'm, Billy Pablo the third. I'm making rock music and shit just because I feel like it. I'm doing education because I love to love. And that's the currency I'm chasing. Being rich is the amount of love that you can give and the amount of love you can receive. That's wealthy. So if you got to make money by not having any love in your life, or being around people you love, or helping people you love, you fucking broke to me. Because the only thing I feel like that you could take with you when you die is love. So the people I've lost, like in Aaliyah, I feel them every day still. So that currency is the only currency that counts. Because that transcends all dimensions. That shit works everywhere. And if you don't have that, I think that's the test of being on this planet. You're tested to see if you'll look away from love. And I just never do. I'm gonna make a record. I don't look away from love. I'm gonna do one of those. That's like some old disco shit. I don't look away from love.
You heard it here first. So I want to ask you, man, as far as being not being as involved in music like you used to, but being involved as a creator, man, like how liberating has it been for you making music without having any worries?
I mean, I love it. Again, to do the projects I want and not do it for money, just to do it because I'm inspired. And I just like having catalog. I can tell you right now, a lot of what I was doing for years, people thought it was just vanity, but it was because I was just capturing art. And I think this is a great time. All real artists will have an opportunity to get rich right now, and I think people are finding very creative ways to do so. The world is evolving at a funny pace. And if you know how to adjust now, in the future, you'll be all right. But, I think right now is when people should really be paying attention to the innovative ways people are making money. Or else you're going to be having another boss instead of being one.
For sure, for sure. Now, as far as going back to the streaming platform, man, you've made so many movies that you've wanted to make, but is there a movie genre that you haven't tapped into yet that you can't wait to get into?
Yeah, I'm doing a zombie movie. I'm shooting this one movie in May, and that should be a pretty big deal. And again, I'm not at liberty to make those announcements in this moment. But then after that, I'm doing a zombie movie right after that. So the last couple of years, I've been really practicing on being able to make movies myself as a director, but also as a producer, and figuring out that path that's comfortable for me to get where I want to go. And I think I figured it out.
For sure. Now, what's the longest it's taken you to do a script?
To write a script?
Yeah.
Paid in full. There's scripts that took me years to do. That's why I stopped doing it. I'd have deals with like Robert De Niro, and we'd be doing something with Universal, and we spend 2 years doing the fucking paperwork, another 2-3 years developing the script, and then they put the shit in turnaround. And that's why I stopped that process. I just don't like waiting. I like moving when I'm inspired. So anytime I'm dealing with like a major and they're telling you what they want and their agendas because they're paying for it, that's the lengthiest amount of time it's going to take. Because for me, no script really, when you shoot it, is rarely what was on that paper. You know what I'm saying? It always changes on the set.
No doubt, no doubt. And then it's being like being a great director like yourself, and just seeing like the movement that is going on in cinema for Black culture right now, with movies like Judas and the Black Messiah and One Night in Miami, and just what has there been any inspiration behind these types of films that are being made? Black Panther, like for even once, I remember Lena Waithe saying that Black Panther was an amazing movie, but it wasn't made by a Black studio. It was made by so.
I mean, you always have to find the light in the dark, and the light there is it gives an example of what we can do and how much our culture affects pop culture. So we should not be afraid to go out and make our superhero movies ourselves and venture into those things. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the reason why the Black Panther was made by another culture was because our culture hasn't made a Black Panther. So it's on us to go and do it. So we can't keep getting mad at them for fucking take advantage of us. We got to keep fucking getting mad at us for letting them take advantage of us for that short bag. But Black Panther was a great example of the power that we have as a culture. And it put, you know, some good actors on celebrity wise, you know, and hopefully they can leverage their celebrity and bring direction to the things that are meaningful to the culture, you know.
No. Can we see you ever collab with another Black director that is out here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I talk to Nate Parker a lot, you know. He's been like, and I got to give him props for that because there's other directors that I've reached out to for information, and they've just been straight. They just haven't been friendly, culture wise. Like they don't share information, but Nate shares information. You know, Nate doesn't want me to look bad, and he doesn't look at me as competition. And I don't look at him as that. I look at us as, well, let's join together and become the new Hollywood. We can't get mad at their Hollywood. We just got to make our own.
There's always been myths of a Black Hollywood or a Black Rat Pack or a Black Breakfast Club, pretty much as far as cinema goes. And to you, what is something that we need to do? Why is it not happening? Why? What can we do to make it happen? Pretty much.
You know, I could tell you stories of me trying to bring the most powerful people in Hollywood together and the most powerful person just fucking it up. You know, it's just for some reason we just want to hide the plug. We don't want to work together. It's the testosterone. But I think it's just that pattern that's implemented that, you know, they program us to fight each other instead of fighting our oppressor. So I just think we have to kick that pattern. We've been hypnotized. You know, you have to understand that people hundreds and thousands of years ago, really intelligent people really sat around on how to control other cultures for hundreds of years. They really took the time to figure out how to keep people fighting and how to make sure that, you know, you stay safe as the plug, but everyone else works for you, keeping 99% in the 99% through education and laws. Those things don't happen on a humble, you know? So we have to be just as strategic about architecting our future. But when we're always in survival mode, it's kind of hard to play chess when you're focusing on checkers. Because checkers right now is eating and trying to feed your family and getting all that credit off you and being scared of the cops and everything else that comes with, you know, being Black and being first generation money. And not having credit off top. And not having any sort of, you know, nepotism passed your way like other cultures do.
Why is the Black culture the only ones that haven't been educated on generational wealth until just recently, even?
Because I was just the only person that was talking about it still recently. You know, I don't know. But I do know me as a Black man, I've been talking about it and I have the receipts to show it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows, like, it was a time when what I was talking was crazy. Like, what? You want to go against Massa? We want to fit in. They just let us in the door. And then we going to shut the door on you. We're going to look big to the culture, but in between, behind closed doors, let's bend the knee. I just can't do it.
But you good though. You are well off. You are doing what you want to do. You are preaching generational wealth to your family. So does it ever, like, when they do come at you with that, like, man, Dame don't be knowing what he's talking about, or Dame just a loose cannon, or Dame is just Dame, man, does it ever, like, turn you off to preaching that and just being like, well, I'm good, so y'all figure it out?
Nah, I love it. Keep saying no so I could keep fighting you about it. I love to fight when I'm right. You know what I'm saying? And it's for a good fight. So, it just, again, the thing about the truth is, and having dreams is it keeps you really happy. It really does. You know, I look at people I don't see too many people that look happy on Instagram or on the motherfucking pictures behind closed doors. Niggas is miserable, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's miserable.
Facts. For sure, for sure. Now, one thing I want to ask you as far as the streaming platform, then for the kids, I want to ask you, what does Dame Dash streaming service offer for children's programming for the
Remember
parents?
all the stuff I was talking about with the OSG and the education. You know, all that shit is happening. It's all there. You know, you're gonna see my content evolve. People are hip to my game. So now I gotta do it better. You know what I mean? Before nobody knew. Like I've been talking about streaming services, platforms, been opening up galleries and having collectives since 2009. You know, I'm the DNA of what this generation is doing right now. Right now. And again, I filmed it all. So it's undisputable. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm inspired, man. I'm gonna just keep fighting for what I love and for my dreams. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna waver. And new things are happening. You know, the thing is, don't ever have a ceiling. You gotta keep dreaming. Once one dream comes true, it's trying to dream bigger. And dreams don't cost $1, but if you can't visualize it, how does somebody else going to? If you don't believe in it, if you don't believe in you or your product, how do you think somebody else is gonna believe in it? You know, if you're a drug dealer and your work is whack, nobody, no, if it don't get your people's high, they don't want it. You know, so my work got to evolve. It got to get better. You know, my kind of high is when people elevate and evolve. I'm gonna get people real high. You understand what I'm saying?
For
I'm a
sure.
different kind. I move a different kind of work right now.
For sure, for sure, for sure, man. Now, like you said, the streaming service is available on 3 television outlets, right? Correct, like in
Well,
Charlotte and
I'm launching them initially in LA, New York, Atlanta, and Chicago. And I'm also gonna launch it another place. I'm gonna surprise y'all real fast. But you know, I'm gonna be launching all over the that see I got a sales. It's on him really. If he gets sales, if this guy doesn't get any sales, I'm not launching a fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? It
facts.
costs too much if I ain't got no sales. So I'm just waiting to get some ads and we rocking and rolling, you know. But again, that's my focus right now, you know. See, to be great, you got to make yourself uncomfortable. And you know, what I do makes other people uncomfortable. I invest all my money in my dreams. That makes other people uncomfortable. Doesn't mean I'm making myself uncomfortable. I'm comfortable with that. But what does make me uncomfortable is asking for bread. So having a sales team is the equivalent of I'm uncomfortable right now, you know, because I'm asking. I don't like asking. I like taking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But it's the only way I'm gonna be great. So I preach it. So I have to actually practice what I preach. You know, a lot of times people can see weaknesses in people because those are the weaknesses they have in themselves and they're unconscious of it. It's why it's relatable. It's why they can recognize it. So I always try to make sure that if I'm giving somebody some advice or I think they're doing something wrong, I'm not doing the very same thing I'm telling them not to do.
No doubt. And then being that, I want to ask you as far as being a newly engaged, I want to ask you what is some advice that you would give to couples as far as doing business together? What are some advice that you would give to them?
Well, that's my model, you know, because when you fall in love with a woman, why would you want to leave her every day for 8 hours? You know, you want to be with her all day. And I don't understand dudes that be happy to be like, yo, I get to leave my girl. Nigga, why is she your girl if you don't want to be around her? You know what I'm saying? That's not your girl. Your girl is your best friend. You know, you don't want to play games and want to leave her. So you also don't want your woman around another dude for 8 hours of the day. You feel me? Or having another nigga telling her what to do for 8 hours of the day. You know, that's like, oh, that becomes your husband for 8 hours of the day. He tells you what, not to say tells you, but like, that's worse than that. I couldn't have nobody telling my woman what to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, number one, when you work with your woman, y'all always on a date. It never feels like work. And when y'all build things together, y'all both rooting for each other. So when I say I'm winning, she's winning. When she winning, I'm winning. And we promote together. So that's why I can be a stay-home dad, because I got my woman is my partner. She's home with me, you know? And I don't want to be up under a dude all day. Who wants to be up? You know, that's not me. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not my choice. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes sense to work with your woman. If you really want to be around your woman, every day, all day, then do something that she loves and make her fucking dreams come true. Because that's what I do. So whatever my women want, if my woman wants to be or have a book, we making a book. She wants to do an art gallery opening, we doing that. She want to be on a cover magazine, I'll make one. You be on it. Whatever your dream is, I'm catching it. I'm the dream catcher for my woman. And that's what a real man's supposed to be for their partner or someone they love. Their superhero.
For sure.
Or else another man gonna be their superhero.
For sure, man. That's great. That's great advice to give, man. One last question, man, I want to ask you, as far as like, what is the ultimate goal to you for the streaming platform?
I want to be big as Disney, big as Netflix, but without having to really have to, go public that way and raise money. I want to be doing that shit because I'm flipping. I like to flip. But at some point, I might have to make myself uncomfortable. I may raise some bread, but it better be a lot. It better be a model I don't understand right now. But for me, I'm most comfortable, making something tangible. Even with Rockefeller or any business, I always make the line first, show the value in it, and have people stand online. You know what I mean? So it's just have it like that. I mean, I'm having so much fun. It just would be great for it to be profitable. I'm sick of spending money to have fun.
I feel you on that one. But man, damn, I just want to thank you just for not only just doing this interview, man, but thank you for being like a music mogul icon that so many of a generation has been influenced by and just tries to follow in your footsteps and follow your blueprint on a regular basis, man, to this day. And just being the incredible strong man that you are on a daily basis, man, and just showing us that what not giving a fuck and not taking no for an answer and just not taking no bullshit really gets you. So like you stood the test of time, battled the storms, and we appreciate you for just being somebody that we could look at for when we deal with those same situations, man. Just like I said, Dame Dash Studios streaming platform is available now, correct?
Absolutely.
Yep, available now.
Dame-Dash.com, Dame-Studios.com. You should be able to get it. You can get it on Apple TV right now. You should be able to get it on Apple app any second. You can get it on Android. Any place really that Netflix is, Dame Studios will be. But if you go to Dame-Studios.com, I ain't got to bust it down. So go there. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You still have it on your phone. So good. You got it? You ordered it?
I got it a long time ago, honestly.
No, you got to reorder it.
You got to reorder the app? I got it.
Yeah, but they'll reinstate it. You ordered it for the year?
Yeah.
The year's up. Come on. Get the first week free and check it out so you can see the innovations.
I got you.
While you there, go, because, look at something, press the shop button, and buy yourself a new hat.
Facts. All right, man. I got you.
All right, bro.
Like I said, Dame Studios. Make sure .com. Make sure you get on there and download the app and support great back businesses like Dame for sure. And thank you for just being everything you are, man. Just we appreciate it. Make another Paper Soldiers 2 and give us another state property movie.
Yeah, tell Kev to come around. Stop acting funny.
Oh, for sure, man. Well, this is 50, and we boom, and we out of here. Peace.